Hello and welcome back to Coffee Break Blogging, where we're going to continue on our series to creating and growing a profitable blog-based business online. Now, in our last episode, episode 37 of Coffee Break Blogging, we talked about the 5 indicators to look for when evaluating a potential blog niche. And those things had to do with evaluating the level of actual activity in the space. Because the last thing that you want to do when you go into a blogging market is go into something that's dead, where it's just crickets. It would just literally be a waste of our time. So what we're going to do today is we're going to move a little further into the topic, and we're going to talk a little bit specifically about monetization. We're going to talk a little bit about actually gauging a potential market and what its potential is going to be for you to make money in it. So with that, let's go ahead and get started on that idea here. The first thing that when you're in a market and you're looking at it, you've already looked at things like whether there's activity in other blogs, forums, magazines, trade shows, things like that. You've also looked at your niche from the perspective of whether the people are united by a common goal, a common fear, and basically what is driving them emotionally to come to a site like yours or the one that you're looking to make and actually do something. Now, when it comes from moving from that into are these people going to pay you money, the absolute best thing to do is to look at other sites and see if they're selling something. Now, we looked at competition in the previous episodes, and we talked about whether that's a bad thing. The answer is that it's not. It's actually a really good thing to have competition, and you want that competition in your space. So what we're going to look at is what the other people out there are doing. Now, the first thing that I want you to look at is whether the products that are being sold in that market are physical or informational in nature. Now, physical products, these would be the kinds of things you'd see on Amazon or something like that. Now, Amazon, you can make money by selling physical products. That being said, unless you're the one actually making the product, typically it's going to be harder to make money doing it. Now, if you're in an e-commerce type situation, you're really looking to scale that bad boy out, you can certainly do it. But that is kind of beyond the scope of my particular business model, so I'm not going to go a lot into that. But if you were looking to come into this blogging where affiliate marketing for physical products was going to be your primary means of going, then you really need to look at what the commission rates are going to be on that. And we were going to talk about that here in a little bit, because typically the markup on those physical products is not super high, so it doesn't leave a lot of room for these companies to give you a decent commission. I know because I came from the technology space, and talking about computers and things like that. Now, there were a few decent products that I could promote, usually in the area of software. But those are not necessarily physical. When it came to physical products as an affiliate, and there were a few affiliate programs out there that I could have tapped into for computer hardware or things like that, the commission rate was super low. I mean, we're talking just single-digit percentages and like 3% in some cases, and it just wasn't worth it to me to send a lot of people their way. So what you need to look at in the space that you're looking to go into is the primary thing being sold there physical in nature. Now, if there's information marketing happening in that niche, that's actually a really good thing, because with information, that means that people are looking to learn things, they're looking to accomplish things, and that information is going to be a really good business model. And that actually happens to be the business model that I move toward with what I do, and what I'm recommending that you do if your market will accommodate it, is information marketing. Also, information marketing, if you're going to do it as an affiliate, typically has much more attractive commission rates, upwards of 50%, sometimes higher than that. And that is something that would actually be worth your time. The other thing I want you to look at is affiliate marketing. Is it happening in the niche that you're evaluating? Are there affiliates out there doing things? And what are those affiliates promoting? You want to track that stuff. You want to look at what's actually happening there. If there's an active base of affiliates promoting things that are in that market, that's a really good sign. It's not only a sign that you could go and be an affiliate for those things as well, but it's also a sign of just general money flowing in that space, which means it's something that you could tap into. The other thing I want you to look at is price range. So whether the products are physical or informational, what is a typical price point? Is it really low end, Or is it really upper end? Or just what is the average for that? Now, obviously, there's more money to be made in a market where the price points are typically higher, or because it also shows that the consumer in that space is more willing to spend money. And that's a good thing. And if you're dealing with people who are generally not going to be willing to spend very much, if anything, it's going to be a much more difficult thing to build a business around that. Not saying it can't be done, but it's just be aware that it's going to take you a little bit longer. Now, we mentioned commission rates earlier. Commission rates when it comes to affiliate marketing are definitely something you need to look into. Is the commission rate something along the lines of 3%, or in the case of Amazon, what is it, like 7%, 8%? It's not that high. And if you are referring people into those programs, it's going to be a much harder experience to develop a significant income stream if you're primarily limited to physical products and with low commission payouts. So what it would be the ideal thing would be that you're going into a space where there's room or existing, obviously, information being sold, and that if there's any affiliate marketing going on, that the affiliate marketing is of an attractive percentage, because that means that there's going to be affiliates out there actually eager to promote things. If you are looking to go in there as an affiliate, you know that there's actually a chance that you can make some real money there, as opposed to using Amazon or something like that. The thing about Amazon as a commission rate thing is that you've really got to scale that thing up. I mean, you can make money with affiliate programs like that, but you've really got to drive some serious volume to make that thing count. So with all this said and done, it's commission rates, price range, whether there's affiliate marketing going on, and whether there's information products versus physical products being sold in that niche. You need to look at where the gaps are. Now, if you find there's just a very, very low activity all around, then you really need to reconsider going into that market. It's not a black and white type of decision here by any means, but generally the way that you're going to make real money in this business is to go where the money's already flowing, where there's already an existing demand that's looking to be served. And in that case, what you want to ask yourself is, where are the gaps? What are people asking for that's not being provided to them? Or could I potentially provide that same thing to them in a better way? And that's what you need to be looking for. It's not something we're going to dive super deep on here in this episode. There's actually a whole process there to doing that, to really identifying what your unique selling proposition is and things like that. And it's stuff that we can talk about on future episodes here of Coffee Break Blogging. So that is what I really want you to consider right now as the next phase to evaluating a potential niche. Like I said, before we looked at the indicators that there's actually an audience there, that there's traffic in that market. But the next phase, which we've talked about in this episode, is gauging the commerce side of it, the monetization side of it, and what your chances of success there. Okay? With that, I hope that was useful to you. In episode 39 coming up, we'll talk a little bit more about how to find out what your market needs and wants. So that'll be coming up in episode 39 later in the week, and I'll see you then.